What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Locked In Baseball podcast. I'm William Locke, and joining me, as he does for every Major League Baseball podcast, is Luis Barranco. It is Thursday morning. We are recording a day early this week due to travel restrictions we have this weekend. But Luis, how's it going?
Good morning. How we do?
Could be better. It's safe to say last night's Yankee game put me in a stupor. I was pretty angry going to bed last night.
But guess what? It's America's team plays tonight. We got the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles opening up the NFL season tonight. How we feeling? We got that. We got Game 3 of the Yankees-Astros. Yankees play the Jays this weekend. How we do? Come on, big day.
I'll be flying. I'll be on a plane this evening, so I'll be able to catch the first hour of the Yankee game. I won't be watching Cowboys Eagles. The Cowboys are going to get killed. Huge game for the Dodgers, Cowboys, Lakers fans, or the Yankees, Cowboys, Lakers fans. Huge night, Alabama fans too. Is that fan base? Are they dropping the Alabama? Are they moving that to? I don't know. There really is no one dominant team in college football right now. It will be Michigan the next 3 years with Bryce Underwood, but you'll see.
Yeah, Ohio State. They are the national they are the national champions.
There ain't no Alabama though.
But they are the national champions. It's interesting to see what will happen, but as we always say, this is a baseball podcast, not a football podcast. Let's talk about the week that was for the New York Yankees. Before we start, let's remind you guys to make sure you follow us on YouTube. We're trying to get to 150 subscribers before the end of the season. For one, make sure you save the podcast on your streaming platform, if that is Spotify, Apple Music. Make sure you follow Twitter, Instagram, Substack. William has a Substack article coming soon. TikTok, exclusive content on all platforms.
Yep, you hit it. Let's get into this first two games of this Yankees-Astros series. Game 3 is tonight, but like I said, I will be traveling out of town this weekend, so we had to record on Thursday morning this week. We'll recap the last game of the series on Monday morning when we record next, but safe to say it was an eventful first two games.
Talk about last night on Monday's game. You got the 7. Let me just do the intro. As we always do, we do the week that was for the New York Yankees with a resident Yankee fan, Mr. William Locke. He's been a Yankee fan since birth. The Yankees went out to Houston, got their cowboy boots on, had a fantasy draft before. No Tommy Pham was involved, and they had their started out a 3-game set out in Houston as Houston played the Angels on Labor Day.
Tuesday. They had Labor Day off.
I know. I said the Astros did on Tuesday.
Sorry.
The Yankees had a belt-to-ass situation, 7-1. Max Fried pitched 7 strong, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts in 101 pitches. He was great defensively. Good to see Max Fried going deep into the game, giving the bullpen some much-needed rest. Then there's the whole Framber controversy, which we'll be talking soon about, where Trent Grisham took him yard for a grand slam in the 5th, making it 6-0. Trent Grisham has 2 grand slams in his last 2 bases loaded opportunities and 3 grand slams in his last 4 bases loaded opportunities. Jazz Chisholm hit a homer off of Framber, and it's his 3rd homer by a lefty off Framber this season. Jazz is now at 28 homers and 26 stolen bases, and that was Monday's game. Great if you're a Yankee fan, bad if you're a Houston fan, but last night was an abomination. The Astros won 8-7. The home plate umpire, Brian Walsh, I'm sorry, I watched the whole game. That man had no consistency in the strike zone. It was something ridiculous. At this point, I don't know how Aaron Boone did not get ejected earlier, because if the ball was outside on the black, that was a ball. But then they throw the pitch up in the zone, same position, a little bit more out, and that's a strike. Again, Yankees led throughout the game, 4-0 for much throughout the game. Austin Wells had a great game. He had a homer and a double. Jeremy Pena had a home run. You also had Giancarlo taking a nuke out 400 plus feet outside to the train tracks to the side of the Crawford boxes. But of course, Aaron Boone bullpen management. Devin Williams came into the 8th, and I'll be honest to you listeners, I fell asleep because I knew what was going to happen. I had a long day at work. Woke up a couple hours later and got the alert. It was 8-7. I was even surprised to see that it even got 8-7 with Devin Williams. I saw Camilo Doval when not Jack Curry, but when Michael Kay said Camilo Doval and Devin Williams are warming up, I knew what was coming. The bullpen literally pissed down their leg last night. And for all that we can give flack for Brian Walsh, I think Brian Walsh and his umping last night shows us that ABS needs to come immediately. The final call of the game, Jazz was struck out on a clear ball, as you can see on the StatCast, but it was a strike.
Called it a strike.
Called a strike. And Jazz, I believe he was thrown out at the end, right?
I don't think Jazz got thrown out. He was getting into it with the umpire. I know Boone got thrown out. Williams got thrown out for the first time in his career for arguing balls and strikes as he was walking off the mound. He obviously gave up the go-ahead walk to Taylor Trammell in the 8th inning.
Which he threw 3 strikes. It was just, it was just like, it was crazy because Taylor Trammell was like an eel in the box, like a little eel, like
what do you mean?
Another one? Like the dude literally was thrown inside and like it was a strike and he would just scoop back.
He'd act like he almost got hit. Yeah.
It's like
that's one of my pet peeves. Rizzo was great at it, and you can like get away with strikes getting called balls when you do that because umpires a little thrown off. Rizzo was because he's always known for just being on top of the plate. He was good at that.
But he was like those things that they have at those like strip malls, like those like those little like red inflatables that they just blow left and right with the wind. That was Taylor Trammell in the box. Like I said, Brian Walsh was awful. They needed a better ump, but the bullpen was even worse. Can't justify that. Yankees had multiple opportunities to extend the lead before they pulled one with like 66, 67 pitches. So I can't justify that one. Like I said, Jazz, you got to show some more restraint at the end. You can't be saying SMD
on Twitter. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
You're just making yourself a punching bag. But William, take it away.
I mean, look, we can blame the umpire all we want, and he was bad on Tuesday, and so was William. DeJesus. DeJesus was really bad on Monday. Like these guys are showing why we need ABS, as you said. We need it in the game. It should be here next season at the absolute latest. I would love it to be implemented tomorrow, if we're being honest. But my biggest takeaway still, despite all of that, all of the craziness that happened with the umpiring and the Yankees almost getting back into it in the 9th inning with the Bellinger home run, and Jazz should have been walked, which would have let Stanton hit in a clutch situation. Who knows what happens there? The biggest thing is why is Devin Williams still getting high leverage situations? Why is he getting those opportunities? I mean, the whole bullpen, besides Cruz and Weaver, who you already used in the game, the whole bullpen was available in that situation. So you had Bednar, Doval, you even had Leiter, who I would feel better about than Devin Williams in a high leverage situation. You had Tim Hill because there was Taylor Trammell, the lefty that was coming up. But you probably didn't want to go. Well, you had Jesus Sanchez next up too. So, and he's a lefty. So you could have gone Hill if you wanted to. I don't think that would have been the move. You have Yarbrough that's healthy now. But really, you had David Bednar and Camilo Doval, that two more high leverage arms ahead of Devin Williams. And you go with Devin Williams in that situation. It is insane. It is like the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. It's been the same result all season for Devin Williams. And we've gotten to the point where you can directly look at the standings and say, Devin Williams is arguably the Blue Jays MVP this season. Because I can't tell you how many games he's blown at this point. It's above. The Yankees are 3.5 back. I tell you, it's more than that. It's at least 5. The Yankees could be in first place if Devin Williams didn't blow all these games. And game was tied at this point, so I'm not saying that they would have won, but it could have remained tied. And I probably would have gone with Bednar. I know it's the 8th inning in that situation, but it's the highest leverage situation of the game. Let's go with your best pitcher. I don't care if it's the 8th inning, your best reliever. And just extremely frustrating. I cannot believe they keep going to Williams in these situations, and they left him in for that long. They left him in with the bases loaded. What are you doing? Why is he in the game for that long?
I mean, what can you do? I mean, I feel the whole bullpen was just bad last night. I mean, Fernando Cruz, all he was doing is just spamming splitters. I don't understand these freaking hitters. Like, Fernando Cruz went on like a spree between Correa. It was who was hitting before Correa?
I have it right here. Altuve.
He was just spamming split. And then all Devin Williams is, and I mean, this probably goes on us for not doing our due diligence, but he is essentially a 2-pitch pitcher. And what the changeup is not throwing, it is annoying because it is just pray and hope you can get out of the inning. Like, I really don't understand. I think it was Ramon Urias, was it, or Luis? I don't know. One of the Uriases. Ramon, yeah. Like, if I'm a hitter in that bases loaded situation, instead of striking out, and I know I'm going to sound crazy. I know they're like, oh, I haven't even gotten on base in my life. So in certain aspects, I haven't gotten on base. And on baseball games, I haven't. But
Jesus Christ.
But
my God.
But the whole point is, he's a fastball changeup guy. The changeup is his put away pitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly. I am not swinging the bat at all in that count because Ramon Urias struck out on a fastball. I am just waiting for a fastball in the zone, and I'm not swinging at a changeup because he wasn't putting the changeup anywhere. So just wait. He would have gotten walked, would have been another run, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the pitch that he struck out on was a fastball up and in, out of the zone.
Out of the zone. It was dumb. I was like, okay, like, I think it wasn't Ryan Rucco. It was, I forgot who Michael K was with last night, but
Cone, I think.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, just that's the last thing you would expect, a fastball up and in."
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, but like, if you're a hitter and he's not locating the changeup like he was last night, he was locating 1 in every 4. I would just sit fastball and just wait and just try to time it out.
And when the hitters are holding their hands back on the changeup and they're reading it well, which seems like it's happened with Williams most of the season, he's cooked. I mean, they're sitting on the changeup, they're spitting on it. The fastball he can't locate, and it's not a great fastball. Like, he's a 2-pitch pitcher, and he's not Mariano Rivera. So like, what do you expect? He's going to learn some pitch this offseason and go play for some small market team and be really good next year. Like, he'll come out all of a sudden next season with a slider, and we're like, oh, great, now Williams has a slider. Could have used that last year.
Slider something, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, the Yankees offense did what they needed to do. Like I said, they did leave, meat on the bone with a couple innings. But, I mean, giving 4 runs of support should be enough for this mega pen that you have that Cashman's made up. Like I said, Fernando Cruz is not great. Will Warren, I mean, I thought, for as much flack as we give Boone, I think Boone did an okay job last night. I'm not going to say he did a great job. I think he did an okay job. Pulling Will Warren at like 66, 68 pitches last night was the right call. Right at the start of the third, right at the start of the third time the order one, and then he had Jordan, Correa, and Altuve up. I think it was the right move. So good, kudos on that one. Putting in Fernando Cruz, again, another good decision. Just unfortunate that he gets taken out for a double right in his first batter.
And Stanton didn't do himself any favors playing left field.
And then that's the debate I want to bring up with you. In that position, it was the 6th inning. Okay. Stanton's still due up. And like, not that next half, but the following one, do you pull Stanton knowing that you have a 4-2 lead and you move Cody out there to left and then you move Jose out to right? Do you do that for defense at that point and try to get the win, or do you like what he was trying to do last night? I know he was trying to do for last night. He's not smart. He's not galaxy brain. Like, he was trying to get one more AB for Stanton, and hopefully they'd still be in the lead, and he would pull them and get the defense out.
and could have come back to help them if the right call is made on Jazz there and it's called a ball and Stanton gets the last at bat instead of that being like Caballero in that situation. But Stanton did hurt the Yankees in left field last night. There was that line drive in left center. I think that was the one that was off Cruz that was catchable. That was kind of catchable. And then there was one that he stepped in on, he broke in on, went over his head, and that should have been caught. Any regular left fielder would have caught it. I think it was his first time playing left field. They said since like 2023. It's been a long time. He's like
the reason he played left field is because it was the freaking Crawford boxes. It's a little league left field.
It is, but it is a little tough once you get past them and the wall starts to go out toward left center. That's a tough, and that's where both of those balls were hit that he misplayed. Yeah. So, man, I don't know. You're when he's in left field, even when he's in right field, you're basically praying that he doesn't get hit the ball. And they've mostly gotten away with it this season. But the two fly balls last night, really the one where he broke in and should have broke the first step back, those came back to bite the Yankees in this game. And I don't know. The game probably looks different in the eighth and ninth inning if he makes those catches. If you have Bellinger out there, I feel great about Bellinger in the field. I feel like whenever a ball gets hit Bellinger's way, he's probably going to catch it.
But you're not answering the question.
What's the question?
The question is, do you pull him say you're up 4-0? Because this is going to happen in the playoffs. It's going to happen in the playoffs in one of these games coming up against Toronto, Boston, or Detroit. You're going to be up 3-1, 2-1, or 3-0. One, I would like to call it one possession in a way. Like if you would load the bases, one crack of the bat and you're a tie game or you're losing the game. Would you pull him when let's say last night, it's the 7th inning and you're up 4-1, would you have pulled him with one at bat left to go in the game for defensive purposes? Or just hope and just wait it out that he gets his at bat and then you pull him next at bat after the at bat. Because you're gonna probably have to pinch run for him anyways, so and put Jose in.
Yeah, I think that is the singular toughest decision that Boone has to make right now. Personally, I'm a defense guy. His bat is so valuable. You have the lead. I think I would probably make the sub. So but it's a really tough decision.
You would have made the sub in the 6th inning last night. It's easier. I know revisionist history, but how much this game means. I mean, they probably don't know that Boston was getting their crap kicked in, Seattle got their crap kicked in, and that Kansas City lost to LA last night. My whole thing is, do you pull? It's do you risk it or not? I don't know.
That's why they get paid more money than we do to make these decisions.
I would have pulled them because the way the ball was getting pulled last night, every single ball was getting hit in that gap. Austin hit that homer that way. He hit that double off the wall. Giancarlo hit the homer there. Jordan was on fire. I would have definitely pulled him.
Yeah. And the Pena home run was to the Crawford boxes. That's a Little League park in left field and right field. It's got a short porch.
Also, can we also make the point of this? Can we discuss how Little League it is of Aaron Judge? Where is he? Again, whenever you need him most, he's there. He loves beating up on these little White Sox series and non-big series. 1 for 5, 2 for 5 last night on the night before. Where you at, my guy? Where are you?
He was good on Monday. Last night, he wasn't great. Grisham struck out 3 times last night. Jazz struck out 3 times last night. So did Volpe. Volpe's at-bats were terrible last night. They took him out for Dominguez, that pinch hit opportunity.
Yeah, Volpe is Volpe could. I don't want to crap on Volpe, but I think I wanted to say something about Volpe because let's just talk about it. Tuesday night's events with the whole catcher. Where the whole Framber catcher thing, Meredith Markovitz comes on the telecast. Is Volpe didn't know till he got back to the bus and saw social media.
Really,
I'm like,
because Volpe's reaction was probably my favorite thing about the whole thing, and we can explain the situation to the viewers just so they understand if they
go
haven't seen
ahead.
it. But bases loaded. I can't remember what inning, but Framber is facing Trent Grisham. Grisham, or the catcher, Cesar, what's his name?
Salazar.
Salazar, like a guy that's been bouncing up between the majors and the minors this year. He, like, right before the pitch, he waved to Framber to step off. He still throws the pitch, and Grisham hits the grand slam. That ends the game, right? And then was it the next batter? Volpe? No. It was later in
Yeah,
the inning.
it was Volpe. Volpe was next batter, or it was like right after.
I don't know. It was in the same inning, I think. And you can tell when a catcher's getting crossed up. Very clearly, the catcher was crossed up. He threw like a 92-mile-an-hour fastball or something, sinker or something, and catcher was not expecting it. Looked like he was expecting off speed, and it drills him right in the gut. And the reactions are what sold it, and why everyone's making, like, I've seen a breakdown video from pretty much every baseball talking head in the industry. And everyone says that it looks like Framber did it on purpose because he turns his back immediately. And Cesar Salazar looks like he's just despondent. He's like, what was that? What was that? And then after the game, apparently, they shut off the clubhouse immediately following the game so they could basically get their story straight. No interviews, no press. And then the press was invited, and they give the interviews, and they all said it was a mix up. They didn't mean to do it, but the way they handled it, the reactions, it all made it seem like it was on purpose, which is just a scumbag move. And my favorite reaction was Volpe. He looks back and he's like, oh, that was weird. And then he looks forward and he sees Framber's reaction. He's like, whoa. You can see Volpe, at least it appears, Volpe's like, what's going on here?
My question is, has that ever happened in your playing career on
No.
teams that you've played for, that the catcher calls a different pitch and something like that happens? Or like this dysfunction between the battery?
Never, not on purpose that I know of, that I noticed. I didn't see that. That's a great way to get thrown out of the game or pulled from the game as a pitcher. I mean, and apparently they've had attitude issues with Framber all year. Dallas Braden, it was talking on his podcast saying that he has sources within the Astros that have been telling him that it's been an issue all season with Framber, which is not great for a guy in a contract year. A lot of the Astros fans I was seeing on Twitter, they didn't seem too fond of Framber. And this was before even this incident happened. So I don't know. I mean, I honestly was not aware of these issues with Framber, but that was a really weird moment on Monday or Tuesday night's game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like on your teams that you've played for, I feel like the pitcher would get immediately pulled. Knowing your manager, your coach, he'd be like, "Yeah, you're done. Like, I don't care."
And you wouldn't pitch for a long time, and you'd probably be running the entire practice for the next week.
He would probably your boy would probably clean the whole field. They'll be like, "Yo, you're done."
You'd be doing field work for the next 3 days straight. Yeah.
Like, I could understand mix-ups between that, but that just looked completely like intentional.
Yeah, it was intentional. I thought it was funny how much traction that got on social media. I guess it doesn't happen very often, so it warrants a breakdown. But everyone and their mother was doing a video for that.
Yeah, but thoughts on the week? Grade out the 2 games.
Well, Monday was great. We didn't really talk about that game, but there's not as many talking points from that one. Max Fried was great. And so that win was good, but last night was extremely frustrating. So give it a C. We talk about you want to win these big series against the good teams. Tonight, you have the advantage in the pitching matchup. Rodon versus Christian Javier. Javier still returning from injury, building back up. I think his last start was pretty good. So 6:40 Central start tonight, a little bit earlier, I think. So should be
6:40. Whoa.
Yeah, 6:40, I believe. Should be another huge game, and missed an opportunity to hop up in the standings yesterday with Boston losing, or not hop up in the standings, but create some distance between the Yankees and Boston, and they didn't do so. And now you got a huge, of course, series against Toronto this weekend. So I don't know. I mean, I give it a solid C with it, but basically a to be determined. See what happens tonight.
Damn, I mean, that's pretty optimistic for me. Like I said, I think, and I was thinking about this yesterday on my way to the gym. I have a 45-minute commute to my gym from work.
Oh, from work. Okay, I was gonna say, why would you live 45 minutes away from your gym?
Because it's traffic. Traffic exists in places like Chicago and Miami. Yeah, I hope you know that. And like in Chicago, we don't have like here in Miami, we don't have public transport like you guys. So
Yeah.
everybody uses a car. So like I was chilling by the airport, looking at the jets in the air, and I was like, you know what? Not all is doom and gloom with the Yankees because look, the Yankees own the season series against the Seattle Mariners, a top contender in the AL. Along with the Seattle Mariners, the Yankees also own the season series versus, right? Well, they don't, but they have the Houston Astros, who at that point yesterday, I thought the Yankees had broken the Astros for one. And then the Detroit Tigers, who haven't been great as of late. I think the Yankees have everything right in front of them. It's go time.
All right, Aaron Boone. I mean, yeah, I mean, you do look at the American League's playoffs. The best team in the American League right now, the Detroit Tigers, haven't been playing great baseball for really the last like 2 months. And does Detroit scare you outside of Scooball? I feel like they're pretty beatable outside of Scooball. The Blue Jays, as long as you get the Blue Jays at home, and you don't have to go to Rogers Center for like a 3-game wild card set, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. You feel good. I don't necessarily think that's going to be a juggernaut in the playoffs. Boston, we'll get to it later, but they just lost Roman Anthony, probably for the season, certainly until the playoffs.
That's the team I don't want to face.
Yeah, especially in Fenway. Houston, I feel like the Yankees can get at Houston this season, especially with this weakness with Framber. The Mariners might not even make the playoffs. They've been playing so poorly. And then like Texas, KC, Tampa, maybe one of those, Cleveland, if one of those teams somehow sneaks into the playoffs, I feel like you feel good against all of those teams. Yeah. So it is wide open in the American League. I feel like the National League's not as wide open.
Yeah. Let's wrap up the weekend review for baseball. Let's start out with the final game of the Houston Angels series. Astros won on Monday 8-3. Again, Yusuke Kikuchi went 5 2/3, 5 earned, 6 strikeouts, 8 hits. Luis Garcia started for the first time since 2023, May of 2023, and he went 6 strong, 3 earned, 6 strikeouts. Altuve, Urias, Joe Adell, and Zach Neto homered. I mean, Joe Adell's having himself a great season. I mean, Astros as of late haven't been playing great. I mean, something's going on clearly. And like I said, if I'm the Yankees, I would love to get a home series against the Astros. Like that's the team I would, them or Detroit. Seattle, I wouldn't want to because of the travel and the pitching matchups that you would have to face. Like that's a team I would not want to face.
Yeah, that's fair.
And especially with the media is going to start pumping the Raleigh versus Judge. Instead of it being like Yankees Mariners, it's going to be Judge Raleigh MVP like series. Like whoever wins the series wins the MVP. And
which is not how it should work. But yeah.
Not going to work, and it's just going to create this unnecessary amount of pressure and hoopla that isn't a part of the game.
Yeah,
but that was the Houston series against the Angels. Any thoughts?
No, not much from that one. Good to see Luis Garcia back. First time pitching since 2023, like you said, coming back from a extended absence from Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, and I mean the Angels now went on and have now won the series against Kansas City. They won Tuesday 5-1 against the Royals, and they won 4-3 against the Angels. I mean, Carter Jensen came up for the Royals, the number 2 overall prospect. He came in as a pinch hitter on Tuesday, but it was not good enough. Joe Adell hit homer 32. He went 3 for 4 with a homer and a double and 2 RBIs. Bobby Witt made a great defensive play, and then Joe Adell on Wednesday hit another homer, 33, and he got an infield single in the 8th to give him the lead and give it the 4-3. Royals limited to 4 hits. I mean, Angels, again, playing meaningless background NPC baseball, just playing spoiler like they always do.
Yeah, but they are playing spoiler, like you said. And Joe Adell's hit a home run in 3 straight games, which is really impressive. He's 33 home runs for him. He's really putting it together this season finally, which has been very nice to see. Bobby Witt, like you said, made an unreal diving stop and throw, diving to his right, made a great scoop and threw it just a bullet of an arm to first. But they wrapped that series up today on Thursday. But the Angels have already won it. So Kansas City, with Seattle losing, had an opportunity to take advantage, but they did not. But I think that's a good transition to the team that did take advantage directly of the Mariners losing.
Who was it?
The series that they were playing each other, Tampa and Seattle.
Oh, well, I think the biggest news out of Tampa is did you hear about Ha-Seong Kim?
Yeah,
They waived him. DFA'd him.
They waived him, and he got claimed by the Braves because the Braves need him. I feel like the Braves got him just because they don't want some playoff team to get him. And I guess he has a player option for next year that he's obviously going to pick up because he was hurt most of the season, didn't play much at all. So that's a piece for the Braves next season.
Hey, I like the pickup. I mean, with Ha-Seong Kim, they'll get a good productive bat and a good defender. If he's on, he's ridiculous. But Tampa is not having any side effects of losing him. I mean, Tampa swept the Mariners. They won 10-2 on Monday, 6-5 on Tuesday, and 9-4 on Wednesday. On Monday, Luis Garcia gave up 5 in 4 innings. Randy Rosarena finally returns to Tampa for the first time since being traded to Seattle. Reached a 25-25 season for the 4th time in Mariners history to achieve that feat. On Tuesday, the 6-5 win, Brian Wu was not able to get into the 6 again, going 5 strong, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts. Junior Caminero hit homer number 40, who was the 4th youngest player to hit homer 40 in a season. The first youngest is Mel Ott, 20 years old in 1929. Ronald Acuna Jr. in 2019, and then Eddie Matthews in 1953 at age 21.
That's a pretty good list to be on, my friend.
We've been pumping the Caminero hype train like this season. Caminero went 3 for 4 RBIs, went homer, 2 and a double, go ahead double in the 7th, 2 RBIs, and then to wrap the series. J-Rod also went yard on Tuesday, and Cal Raleigh hit homer 51. Then on Wednesday, Rays won 9-4. George Kirby gave up 7 in 2 innings. J-Rod got a homer. Rays are making a run. Huge sweep for them against an AL East wild card foe. I mean, we can talk about a lot about the Rays. I mean, let's look at the standings right now. I mean, you obviously got New York and Boston right ahead of them. Along with New York and Boston, you have the Mariners, and they got that big sweep. Now they're on a 6-game winning streak. They're 8 out of the last 10, and they're only 2.5 games behind Seattle. Do the Tampa Bay Rays have a chance to make a run?
That's the question. I mean, they just directly took advantage of the Mariners and their struggles, sweeping them, gaining a bunch of games, 3 games on them directly. They got Cleveland for 4 this weekend, which is a winnable series. That's a huge wild card matchup. Could be an eliminator series type of series. They go to Chicago for 3 against the White Sox next week, which is winnable. But then they do play the Cubs, which will be tough. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they've really missed Jonathan Aranda at first base ever since he got hurt, colliding at first base with what was that, Stanton, I believe. So they keep winning games. It's a bunch of dudes you've never heard of. It's kind of the Rays' MO. That's what they love to do. Pitching's been good, obviously, for them of late. Pepio has been good. Ian Seymour, their rookie, has been good. Adrian Hauser had a good start last night, was a good pickup from the White Sox. We'll see. I mean, Griffin Jacks hasn't been good for them at all in the bullpen, but they got a strong closer, even though he's been struggling a little bit of late, and Pete Fairbanks. Garrett Clevenger has been really good out of the pen for them lately. So
you forgot another guy.
Who?
Brian Baker. Brian Baker from the Orioles. He has been elite. His ERA is through the ground. It's sky low.
Have you seen Junior Caminero's home road splits?
No, but I bet you at home they're probably ridiculous.
Yeah, it's actually insane. He's hitting 328 at home, 198 on the road.
Oh no, don't even say, because you know what it's going to start?
They're saying it's the Mickey Mouse 40 home run season because of the stadium.
They're going to be like, oh, he's a great Yankee. Just wait, in 5 years. You can clip this up. He's going to be a great Yankee. Play that Steinbrenner field, save dimensions. We'll have Yankees tribal chief Rod posting up the Junior Caminero 13 on Twitter. Come home. Like,
Yeah, you know it's going to start. His OPS is 1,000 at home, and on the road it's 690. He does have 19 home runs on the road and 21 at home, so those are basically even. But yeah, the home road splits were pretty pretty jaw dropping when I saw them. But still, the Rays have been playing really good baseball, which is exciting for their fans. I felt like they were out of it, but they've clawed themselves back into it this week. You want me to lob up the fish files for you? We have our document now organized by meaningful series and NPC series. And I did put the Nationals Marlins series in the NPC series category because it doesn't really mean anything long term.
I mean, our season ended last week, so I mean,
yeah, and this just insult to injury. Nationals sweep the 3-game set over the Marlins. The Nationals have been terrible, and you get swept. Andrew Alvarez made his MLB debut for the Nats on Monday. 5 innings, scoreless. His battery mate, CJ Stubbs, actually made his MLB debut in that game as well. You got Xavier Edwards getting tossed in the first inning for arguing balls and strikes. Jose Ferrer picked up 2 saves this week as the Nats won 2-0 on Monday. He got the save. And then on Tuesday, the Nationals won 5-2. He also picked up the save, home run from James Wood in that game. And then Wednesday, Yuri Perez was terrible. 4 innings, 7 earned runs, 8 hits, 2 homers allowed. And the Nationals won 10-5 to complete the sweep.
I mean, it's the growing pains of trying to become an elite major league ball club for us. I mean, we're a decent, okay team. We did beat FanDuel, DraftKings, ESPN Bet with our over under win total. We're at 65. We're still better than the Braves. So hey, don't worry. We're playing spoiler. We're the new Angels. We're the youthful looking Angels without money. That's what matters.
Proud of you.
We're gonna come and we're spoiling the Mets season.
Same
gonna come this year.
Same guy that said that you guys were gonna pass the Mets for a wild card spot. That was said on this podcast.
I mean, the Mets have been playing good baseball. Mets played Detroit this week. Mets won 2 out of 3. Monday, they won 10-8. Tuesday, they won 12-5. And then Wednesday, the Tigers came and won 6-5. Monday, Juan Soto hit a homer, and it's his first homer of the season with more than 1 runner on base.
That was crazy.
His second career grand slam, 6 RBIs, and a triple. So I'm glad that he can run. I know he doesn't really run that much in right field.
Dude has 27 stolen bases. He could finish with 40 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and 20 doubles. OPS over 900. He's the numbers are starting to tick up for him. Leading the league in walks again.
Yeah, I mean, congrats, man. You trying to make every penny of that contract worth it. You know. Hopefully they have another box for him for whatever accolades he has. He's probably just stealing bases because they're like, oh, we'll give you free merchandise for the rest of your life for the Mets. I don't know.
You'll get another box for every stolen base. You get a box.
No, you'll get a personal chef if you steal 40 bases. If you have a 40-40 year, I don't know. Regardless, Noah McLean, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned, 7 strikeouts. I mean, he's in line for a playoff start the way the Mets rotation is. Cody Senga could be getting sent down. They asked him if he would accept his minor league send down. So, I mean, very interesting to see what's going on in Mets world on the starting pitching world.
Yeah. Senga's been terrible. I think his ERA over the last 8 starts is above 6.
I mean, the whole rotation's been terrible. So, I mean, Clay Holmes has been a revelation. 4 innings, 2 2/3, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. I mean, honestly, the story about the Mets is look, I don't and I'll be level-headed. I'll sound rational to Mets fans. The Mets' problem isn't hitting. I don't doubt that they can go into a game where they need to score 10 runs. I think the lineup can do it. I really do. They have the firepower between Soto, Lindor, and the complementary pieces around. Soto, Lindor, and Alonso are there to make it work. My thing is can they even, maintain a freaking lead? Because for one, you get this lead, but then you're going to give up the same amount. You don't even know right now who's your 2-3 starting pitchers for the playoffs. Do you trust anybody? And I feel like every NL team right now that it's in the mix, and I'm going to go through every single one with you right now, they have that guy they can give the ball to and be like, hey, you'll win the game. The Brewers are probably giving it to Freddie Peralta. Phillies, Christopher Sanchez. Dodgers, we don't even need to go through them because they have 4 guys that can give the ball to. The Cubs, you would make the argument you give the ball to Shota Imanaga or Cade Horton. And then the Padres, it probably goes to Yu Darvish just because of the playoffs experience. The Mets are the only team off this list that don't have a guy that they can give the ball to and expect 5 to 6 innings of work to get to the pen.
Yeah,
we already know that the Mets will get you to the 9th, and with Diaz is pretty much shut down. But from innings 1 through 8, how are you going to get there?
David Peterson's been their best pitcher this year, but do you trust him in a playoff setting? And Nolan McLean's looked like a complete revelation for them since getting called up. Do you trust him with a playoff start? I'm personally not. Like, I think there's a very good chance he could get a playoff start. I don't love giving rookies playoff starts just because it's a totally different environment and beast. Obviously, you're going up against the best teams in the league. It's a lot different than regular season starts. Jonah Tong looks like he's going to get another start for them. Does he somehow, if he's lights out over the next month, does he somehow work his way into this rotation of the playoffs? Probably not. Maybe the bullpen, but it's a really legit question of who starts game 2 behind David Peterson. Right now, I would think I would lean Nolan McLean.
My thing is with Nolan McLean is that if he gets a start and he pitches really well, the hype's going to go through the roof. Like, it's going to be like Matt Harvey-esque and that Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard levels of hype we already know how it goes for Mets pitchers. They start off their career great, they rise, they apex, and then the come down is crazy. You remember what happened with all of them.
Yeah, I do like how they have 2 guys in Tong and McLean that are homegrown guys that they can kind of, even if it doesn't happen this season, like those are 2 guys that are probably going to lead the rotation for the next 10 years or so if they develop the way we think they are. So that's exciting for Mets fans. They're both 24 and under. But right now, like the guys that are going to contribute to the bullpen to the rotation this year in the playoffs, it's Peterson. Maybe McLean, like I said, but Senga, Manaea, Holmes, all those guys are above 32. And in the bullpen, Brian Helsley has not been good since coming over. He's really struggled. So he's been, struggling we talk about roles. He's used to pitching in the 9th inning. Obviously Diaz is that guy in the 9th inning. So I don't know. Tyler Rogers, Brooks Raley, Soto, Stanek. I don't know. It's a very interesting team to watch come October, I think.
And moving on to Detroit, I don't want to beat the drum with Detroit, but I think Detroit's problem is like their rotation also is kind of yes, they have their guys, but it's very hot and cold with Detroit. Yeah, you got Skubal, you got Mize and Flaherty, but it's hot and cold. Like I said, the Mets are a great lineup, but you got to do better. Morton wasn't great. Sawyer, Gibson, Long. They're moving Paddock into the bullpen. And we've talked about the lineup, how the lineup doesn't inflict fear into anybody. There's not a guy that you're like, oh my God, you're losing sleep over.
Yeah. Next episode, we're going to do our hottest takes for each team. And I think you can kind of guess where I'm going with the one for Detroit. Huge series this weekend for the Mets, and more so the Reds. It's Mets Reds in Cincy for 3. If the Mets lose, if the Reds lose that series, their season's over. They currently sit 5 back of the Mets. So even a sweep only gets them to 2 games back. There's actually a team that's 4 games back that hopped the Reds. You want to talk about that series?
I was going to talk about the Reds and Blue Jays. Because they play the Yankees and the Reds. Reds Mets is going to be absolute cinema. It's going to be so many runs because you got 2 bullpens that can't keep leads. And it'll be interesting how Terry Francona manages this weekend. Does he keep the starters out a little longer leash? Monday, Reds won 5-4. Emilio Pagan blew the save as Bichette hit a 2-run homer to give a 3-2 lead, but then TJ Friedel made it 4-3, and Novello V. Marte won the game at the end. Sal Stewart had his MLB debut. Tuesday, they won. Blue Jays won 12-9. Lodolo was scratched due to illness. Jay's bullpen was also really bad, but George Springer had a 2-homer night. Bichette homered. Varsho, TJ Friedel, and Austin Hayes all homered. Rays were up 8-1 in the second, but the Reds came back to make it 8-6. But then the Blue Jays held on, and then finally on Wednesday, Shane Bieber pitched, gave up 5 and 6 strong. Zach Lytle gave up 5 and 4 in the third. Springer went yard. Vlad Guerrero Jr., Varsho, Kirk, and Addison Barger. 3 hit games for Varsho and Ty France. The Jays trailed 5-0 in the second, but they came back to win. I mean, the biggest thing here is both bullpens stink, but I mean, we're going to have to start having a conversation on who on the Jays should be in the MVP race. Should we have George Springer in the MVP race? I mean, they're the best team in the American League. They're not getting any love. I mean, we know Vladdy's not hitting the production numbers, but if you go look at George Springer, he's a guy that's had a bounce back of a season. I mean, this season he's hitting .307, 27 home runs, 16 RBIs, 16 stolen bases, and 72 RBIs. I mean, we're going to have to start giving Toronto some love because we know that their pitching isn't great, and they're number one right now in the American, and it's only right. If Boston gets Garrett Crochet love, Yankees give Aaron Judge love, Seattle, Cal Raleigh. We already know Junior Caminero gets pushed by the Rays, but I mean, we're gonna have to have that conversation with the team up north.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they have like an MVP candidate. To be fair, though, George Springer, 164 WRC plus this season with 27 homers and 16 stolen bases, and he's hitting .307. He's been good. Alejandro Kirk leads them in WAR, but a lot of that comes from his really good defense. He has a 123 WRC plus. Again, we've talked about it before. I just feel like it's more so the collective with Toronto than one individual player that you can point to. There's been guys in that lineup that have stepped up all season. Ernie Clement, Varsho, Straw, Barger, all those guys at times have gotten hot and had clutch hits. This series was drunk. I mean, you mentioned the scores, 12-9, 13-9. Monday's comeback win for the Reds, 5-4, back and forth late in the game. The Pagan blown save, the Bichette homer, and then Friedel double and Marte single won the game. Like, crazy. Hunter Green, good start for him on Monday. Blue Jays still got 2 or 3. They win the series. Now it's a showdown with the Yankees this weekend. The Blue Jays cannot relinquish first place this weekend because it's a 3.5 game lead for them right now. We'll see what happens. The probables. We didn't mention the probables since the Yankees are still finishing their series with Houston, but it's Cam Schlittler versus Kevin Gausman on Friday, Luis Heel versus Max Scherzer on Saturday, and Max Fried versus Chris Bassett on Sunday. So should be a fun series in the Bronx.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, talk about the hottest team in the National League that I feel like now national media is hopping on our train. I mean, hey, they say not everybody should get podcast mics, but when you do freaking research and do your freaking job, I think we have a warranted opinion. And, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. If you don't like it, don't listen. San Francisco Giants. I said the other day we should not close the door on the San Francisco Giants, but the Giants have 3 games swept the Colorado Rockies, as they should. Congratulations. You're doing what great teams do. You sweep teams, and you sweep the bad ones. They won Monday 8-2. Giants have homered in 15 straight games. They made it 16 on Tuesday, and then they made it 17 on Wednesday. Tuesday, they won 7-4. Logan Webb pitched 5 strong, 2 earned, 7 strikeouts, and then 10-8 yesterday on Wednesday. 4 2/3 for Robbie Ray, giving up 4 earned and 8 strikeouts. I mean, there was the Freeland and Devers incident after Devers hit the homer. Freeland, Adames, and Chapman got tossed, but Devers stayed in the game and played third base and made some nice plays. But like I said, they say we shouldn't have a podcast, but here we are. We called it on Sunday saying that the Giants should be getting some national relevance. And now, lo and behold, MLB media and everybody's now saying, oh, yeah, the San Francisco Giants are in the freaking playoff hunt. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, in reference to some of the comments we get on the TikTok, but I feel like that's everyone's go-to. It's like, oh, why do these guys have podcast mics? But I feel like we have some good takes on things. Not obviously we don't land every single one, but we were right on this Giants team. They have the schedule down the stretch. I didn't expect people to be so protective about sliding mitts, though. That one was a little bit surprising. We actually had some MLBers in our comment section. Not going to say who, but if you want to find out, go check out Locked In Sports Pod or Locked In Baseball Pod, sorry, on Instagram and that reel. We had some people in the comments there. But
can I also make a point on sliding mitts?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to read about this, but did Ricky Henderson use sliding mitts? No, he used gloves. Do gloves protect the head from getting stepped on?
Yeah, I mean, we played baseball for over 100 years, and I guess we didn't have replay, which is fair. But I feel like, again, everyone's sliding headfirst into second base now. It's interesting. It's clearly something that's being taught.
Did Lou Brock have sliding mitts?
I don't think so.
Did Honus Wagner have sliding mitts?
Definitely not.
Ty Cobb?
No. And now we sound like boomers.
But I'm just saying. Did Billy Hamilton have sliding mitts?
I don't think so. It was not a thing when I was playing.
No, this is Billy Hamilton from the 1800s.
Oh, the OG one.
OG Billy Hamilton. I'm telling you, we need more Trent Grishams.
I see a Reddit post from 7 years ago. What is this sock-like thing on Billy Hamilton's hand as he runs the bases? It's a sliding mitt, but that was from 7 years ago. So he must have been the new one. Must have been one of the first people to wear a sliding mitt.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, the Giants have a schedule. They got the rotation. They did lose Randy Rodriguez, but man, I'm telling you, the Giants keep winning ball games. That's what matters.
Yeah, St. Louis this weekend in St. Louis. The relievers have the second best ERA in all of baseball, so they're a team to watch right now. Devers keeps hitting home runs, beefing with Kyle Freeland. Freeland's in the wrong there. Devers pimps every home run like that. Like, don't give up the home run. I don't know what to tell you. No, I don't have much on that. It was pretty.
Matt Chapman got suspended a game from that dust up.
Yeah, it's funny. Devers didn't even get kicked out of the game. I mean, it seems like Freeland's a guy that takes issue with that, and it's not like the first time that's happened. But that brawl was pretty legit. There were some punches being thrown.
Hey, there's no brawl like the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Cincinnati Reds, where Johnny Cueto was kicking like Donkey Kong on the freaking backstop.
Yeah,
like from a couple of years ago. But Cubs. Let's talk about the Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves. Cubs won 2 or 3. Cubs won on Monday 7-6 in 10 innings. Spencer Strider went 5 strong, 3 earned. Braves had a 6-1 lead, but then Carson Kelly had a 2-run jack to tie it at 6 in the 8th. Then he walked it off in the 10th. On Tuesday, the Cubs won 4-3. Shota Imanaga, 6 strong, 3 earned, 2 strikeouts. Kyle Tucker hit a homer. Ozzie Albies, and then Tucker left the game with left calf tightness, who was out of the lineup on Wednesday. Palencia with the save, and then the Braves won yesterday with homers from Ha-Seong Kim and Ozzie Albies. Case Horton had a no-hitter, went 5 strong, no hits, no earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. A lot of people on Cubs Twitter were very angry that they pulled Cade Horton after 5, saying that she should have been there a little bit later. Also, you know that the crazy stat that that Ha-Seong Kim's homer, and I'm going to give you the correct stat. I saw it on Twitter. It was the first home run by a Braves shortstop this season.
No way.
Yep. Sam Forsberg discussed baseball. Ha-Seong Kim had the first homer by an Atlanta shortstop all season in his second game, and it's September.
That's insane because it was Arcia to start, and then Nick Allen's been getting a lot of run there, and he doesn't hit home runs at all. That's been a black hole position for them since Dansby left. So maybe Kim is the guy next year for them, and down this year. That's crazy. Cade Horton, everyone talking about Mizorowski. Cade Horton or Mizorowski might not even be the best rookie pitcher in his own division. Maybe, long term, I'm still taking Mizorowski over Horton, but Horton's been really good this season. ERA down to 2.78. Good series win for the Cubs. Obviously, you wish they picked up the sweep, but I do feel like we're not giving the Cubs. We've been maybe a little bit too hard on the Cubs. They still have the 5th best record in all of baseball, jockeying with the Tigers for 4th place. They happen to be in the best. They're in the division with the best team in baseball, but they're 80 and 60. I mean, they're 20 over. So I don't know. We'll see. Who do they play this weekend?
Cubs?
Yeah. Washington. That should be a sweep.
Oh,
It's
they need a sweep.
in Wrigley. Yeah.
Let's do an NPC series here. A's Cardinals. A's won Monday 11-3. Cardinals won Tuesday and Wednesday 2-1 on Tuesday. Wednesday 5-1. Again, very poor attendance. 22,000 on Labor Day. 17,000 on Tuesday. The lowest attendance in Busch Stadium. Threes. Very, very empty last night. I watched the game last night, and that was empty.
17,516 is the reported attendance.
It looked like a Marlins game.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alden. If you're listening, it did not look great. Again, Cardinals, one of those teams stuck in transition. A's, I mean, just growing pains. Sonny Gray pitched and he gave up 7 and 6 earned. And no, 7 earned in 6 innings. So tough series for the A's. White Sox went on and played the Twins. White Sox swept. 4-game winning streak. Oh, they play today.
Yeah.
They're 3 out of 4 right now. White Sox won 6-5 on Monday. Colson Montgomery homered. He owns the Twins. William has some statistics on that one.
Yeah, I can just say him right now. He has a 1099 OPS against the Twins with 4 home runs this season, 9 ribbies, and a 296 batting average. Keep in mind, his batting average on the season is 223 and his OPS is 811. So he's been taking advantage of the Twins.
Then on Tuesday, the White Sox won 12-3, and then Wednesday 4-3. Dean Martin on Tuesday, 6 strong, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts. Benny Biceps, the 2-homer game on Tuesday.
That might have been Benny Biceps' best game as a White Sox. 4 for 5, 2 homers, 5 ribbies, 3 runs scored.
Yeah. Another NPC-esque series. Texas might be in the NPC series now, man.
I know. I thought about putting that one in the NPC series category.
They played Arizona. Texas won on Monday 7-5. Corbin went back to Arizona 5 2/3, 5 earned, 5 strikeouts. Jake Woodford blew the save. D-backs had a 5-3 lead in the 9th, but Jake Berger had an RBI triple to make it 5-4. Kobe Frieden tied it 5-5, and then Alejandro Osuna had an RBI single that scored 2 in the 10th to give him the lead. 6 straight wins for Texas, but then Diamondbacks came in one Tuesday 5-3 with the Kettle Marte threw in Jack to make the difference in the 7th, and then Zach Gallen has been quietly better since the trade deadline, and they won 2-0. Jack Leiter pitched 6 strong, 2 earned, 8 strikeouts. Zach Gallen 6 strong, 0 earned, 5 strikeouts. D-backs had 3 hits and 2 errors, but still won the game.
Yeah, that's a good call on Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen has been very good since the trade deadline. In the month of August, he had a 2.57 ERA, and one of those starts came against the Dodgers where he pitched 6 scoreless innings, only allowing 2 hits with 8 strikeouts. He's been good. And then against Texas on Wednesday, he went 6 scoreless with 4 hits. Obviously, he's a pending free agent. Diamondbacks decided not to trade him at the deadline. I think he's earned himself some money down the stretch here because he just wasn't himself in really the first 3-4 months of the season, and now he's finally turning things on. I think he's a guy that has really salvaged his free agency with the way he's pitched down the stretch, which is good to see because I do think at his best he's one of the more talented pitchers in all of baseball.
Yeah. Let's go back out and talk about some LA baseball. They played the Pirates, and the Pirates have won the series. The Tuesday, the Pirates won 9-7. Clayton Kershaw pitched 5 strong, 4 earned, 3 strikeouts. Ohtani hit 46 homer 46. He's the fastest player to reach 100 home runs with the Dodgers in 294 games. The second place is Gary Sheffield at 399. 2 RBI nights for Jared Stroll and Tommy Pham. Ohtani went 3 for 5, 1 homer, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles. Dana Santana got the save. And then Wednesday, the Pirates won 3-0. Emmett Shaheen came in a spot start as Ohtani's start got pushed to today. Shaheen pitched 4 2/3, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. McCutchen hit a homer, and Brian Reynolds hit a homer. Joey Barr with a 3 hit game. And I believe today we will have MLB admin's favorite pitching probably of all time. I think
Is it
Paul Skeens, Shohei Ohtani today.
Oh my, yeah, it is 5:40 Central, 6:40 Eastern. Oh baby, no, it's Skeens versus Snell. Sorry, Skeens versus Snell.
I thought
Ohtani's
they
not
pushed.
even listed as Ohtani must be going Friday against Milwaukee.
Makes
Sorry,
sense.
yeah, I misspoke there. The Pirates love to show up against good teams. They've won a series against Boston and Toronto, and now the Dodgers in the second half. They swept the Giants, who are now in position for a wild card or jockeying for a wild card spot. They won that game against the Yankees late in that series, early in the season. So they've quietly been like decent against good teams this year. They swept the Phillies in June. I'm looking at their schedule right now. They swept the Mets in June. Like, what's up with the Pirates? They love showing up against these good teams. It's weird because I've like seen some signs from them this season. I know they're 14 under 500 right now, but I feel like they're not as far away maybe as people think. They just, again, that lineup needs a major upgrade in there. But good series for them, picking up the series win over the Dodgers.
They're 7-3 in the last 10, and I mean PNC Park is a fortress. They're 41-30, which ranks as the 4th best record in the NL. Actually, never mind. It's the 7th best record at home in the NL.
Really?
So yeah, the only teams with a better home record is Milwaukee, Philadelphia, LA, Chicago, San Diego, and New York.
Those are all the playoff teams.
But they're right there. They're just really bad on the road. They're 22-47, which 22-47 puts them as the second worst in the NL. The only team worse than that is the Rockies.
They've had an interesting season.
Yeah. Cleveland and Boston. Boston won the series, winning 2 out of 3. Winning on Monday, 6-4. Brian Bello, 5 strong, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts. Trevor Story had a homer. He had the shortest non-inside the park home run since 2016. 306-foot pesky pole shot, which was pretty funny to see that on Savant. It was like not a homer in any park. Aroldis Chapman got the save, and he has 48 straight batters without a hit.
Yeah, the home run for Story, Jaquiski Noel literally, like, it was in his glove, and then it bounced into the glove and hit the pesky pole, and it was ruled a home run. So crazy. Obviously, balls don't really get hit down there that often, but that is short home run.
Very short. Tuesday, Red Sox won 11-7. Garrett Crochet gave up 7 in 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. Most earned runs allowed in a game, 4 home runs allowed. Slade Ciccone gave up 7 earned and 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3. Sox took the lead 5-1 in the 3rd, but then the Guardians came back, got the lead in the 6th, 7-5. Cedar Rafael's 2-run homer tied the game at 7 in the 6th, and then the Sox scored 4 more in the 8th to win it. 3 came off Cade Smith. And then yesterday, the Guardians got the win 8-1 off the Red Sox pen game. Jordan Hicks was 4 earned and a 3rd. Dustin May pitched the last 3 innings, noticing. And Seaman Kwan had a 3-hit game. And then Bo Naylor and Kifus 2-hit games.
Yep. Good series win for Boston. Concern, obviously, major though, and maybe ruins the vibe of this whole series, is that Roman Anthony landed on the injured list with a oblique injury. They're saying 4 to 6 weeks. We know obliques linger in baseball with all the rotation that they have to do with the swing or with the throwing motion. We saw Luis heal. I believe it was February when he was diagnosed with an oblique and didn't return until early August. Obviously, he's a pitcher, so it's different. Anthony, he's probably going to be out for certainly the rest of the regular season. And I think this thing, I hope it doesn't, because like when you look at the breakdown with Boston, I don't have the stats up right now, but when he joined the team is when they started to get good. And now that he's injured. The first game they lost. Like it could be. I still think they have the veteran leadership, Story, Bregman, to lead the way the rest of the season, but losing him is a huge loss. There's really no way to sugarcoat it, and Red Sox fans are obviously devastated, and rightfully so. So I hope he heals up quick and gets back on the field in that 4 to 6 time frame, so he can be ready for Boston in the playoffs for their sake. You always want to see teams at full strength in the playoffs. So tough loss, but knowing obliques, it's one of the worst injuries I think you can have as a baseball player.
Just play at 70% like Jazz Chisholm, and you'll be all right.
That's true. That's true.
He hasn't gotten hurt again from his injury, but as we continue, Phillies played the Brewers Monday. Phillies won 10-8. Mizrachi went 4 1/3, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts. Bryce Terang hit a homer, and Caleb Durbin. Bryce Harper also hit a homer. The game was tied 6-6 in the 8th. Phillies got 2 to take the lead, 8-6 in the 8th. But then Isaac Collins, 2 RBI double in the 8th, ties the game at 8. Phillies got 2 off the closer, Abner Uribe. Marsh hit the RBI single. Bader hit the RBI single, make it 10-8. And Johan Duran got the save. Marsh went 4 for 5, and then Bader 3 for 5. The defensive outfield of the Phillies got it done. And then on Wednesday, Brewers won 6-3. Aaron Nola went 5, gave up 6 strikeouts, but Jose Quintana 6 1/3, 3 earned, 6 strikeouts. Isaac Collins the homer. Jared Koenig got the save for the Brewers. Going for the today is the getaway day game on Thursday.
Yeah, they're wrapping that one up tonight, so don't have much on the series. You talked about the Monday game. That was a really fun one. A rare Tuesday off. They decided to. Brewers organization decided to have the first game of the series on Labor Day because of the crowd size going to be bigger on Labor Day versus Tuesday. So interesting, but we'll see what happens tonight in the third game of that series.
Correct. And then finally, our last series of the podcast today, Baltimore, San Diego. San Diego got swept. Orioles sweeping Monday. Orioles win 4-3. Dylan Cease went 4 innings, 2 earned, 7 strikeouts. Padres lost Jason Adams for the season with a quad tendon rupture, scary injury. Lisa Reyes went 3 for 4. Struck out for the last out of the game with the runner on second. Reached 1K hits, 1,000. Tuesday, Orioles won 6-2. Yu Darvish gave up 3 earned in 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, allowed a homer in all 5 starts in August, and now in his first start in September. Jeremiah Jackson hit a homer, potentially rookie of the year. And then
not winning, but getting votes, I think.
And then Wednesday, Orioles won 7-5. Nestor Cortez was not great. Some people on Twitter were mentioning that Nestor Cortez might be pitching in Asia next season. 2 1/3, 6 earned, and 2 strikeouts. Notables: Mason Miller had an immaculate inning in the 8th inning. But
he did.
But I mean, the Padres again, mercurial team. They literally can be. They're the Clippers of the Major League Baseball. All the stars, all the flash, all the hoopla, but no substance. My
guy. Do they have some climate-friendly organization that they're using to pay players like the Clippers, though?
I don't know. Maybe the Dodgers do because Kawhi Leonard is a New Balance athlete, and so is Shohei Ohtani.
Oh no,
just noticing.
We need Pablo Torre on it.
Get Pablo Torre. Hey, I think they're gonna investigate Jalen Brunson now. Or
it's crazy, man.
Who would it get investigated in the majors for taking less money? I think Aaron Judge would get investigated for the 360 deal. Ronald Acuna investigation. You know
that one maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Good reporting by Pablo Torre. If you haven't seen it, just Google Pablo Torre.
Good journalism. Let's give it some flowers.
Yeah,
I mean,
very good.
So
Jeremiah Jackson, 321 with an 870 OPS in 29 games as an Oriole. He's been good as a rookie, getting called up this season. So that's. I mean, the Dodgers lose the series to the Pirates, and you're playing the Orioles at home, and you can't take advantage. Tough look for the Padres. They've really been struggling, and the Orioles have quietly been playing decent baseball in the second half. So the Yankees play them twice down the stretch. Those aren't going to be pushover series.
It will not be. So And that wraps it up. That is all this series for the week.
Yep. All right.
What are we thinking? I mean, we're gonna come back here Monday morning, talk about the weekend that was for the Yankees after they get the 3 versus Toronto. We'll be doing some notable takes on the teams, our hottest takes for each team. So to end the season, and make sure you follow us on Instagram, on Twitter /X, TikTok. Substack article coming soon. William has one coming, and then finally, YouTube. We're trying to get up to 150 subscribers by the end of the season. Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you follow us on Spotify and Apple Music. And William is emoting like he showed Ohtani.
Doing the Dodgers celebrations. All right, that's all we got. Fun episode, Luis. Hopefully the Yankees win this series against Houston and Toronto. We will have a lot to talk about on Monday.
A little college football. It could be a terrible weekend for William. If William does not appear on the podcast on Monday, you know that Michigan got the brakes beaked off of them and in Norman, and the Yankees probably got swept this weekend. So it might be another Luis-led podcast on Monday.
At least Arsenal don't play this weekend because of the international break.
But you don't care about Arsenal. It's literally, if Arsenal were to stop existing as a football club, you would not care. Now,
I would definitely care. I definitely care about Arsenal. What are you talking about?
You do, but not like the Michigan and the Yankees. Like your life would end. Your life would end. A part of you would leave.
If what? The Yankees? If what?
If the Yankees ceased to existed.
If the Yankees ceased to exist, that would be tough. Yeah, but what would I do with my summers? I don't know. Anyways, thank you all for listening. We will be back on Monday, as we mentioned. Luis, thanks as always, as he emotes to end the podcast. Thank you all, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.